morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. This is Laura Thompson with TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach, and you're tuned into It's Women's History Month. And so TAN TV has been celebrating, all month long, and we're going to be celebrating through the end of March. We're going to be celebrating great, great women throughout the country, not just here in San Antonio, where TAN TV is based. We've had an opportunity to speak with interesting, fabulous, phenomenal, amazing women, and today is no different. So we're going to be, learning a little bit of living history about these individuals because I think it's important to have people to tell their own stories. A lot of times people pass away and there's a lot of different information out there about who they are and what they've done and all of that. And so I'm a living history person, so I like to see history in action because history happens every day. So we have the distinct privilege, pleasure, and honor to learn a little bit more about Pepper Thomas, not Thompson. I know our names are a little similar, our last names, but
Exactly.
Pepper Thompson, and she has a show called the Hot Pepper Show.
The Hot
Is
Pepper
it?
Show.
It's a Hot Pepper Show. She's in Austin, Texas, by the way. But anywho, so we have the privilege and pleasure of speaking with her. But Pepper, before we get started with the interview, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, like biographical information, like who you are, where you're from, what you do, all of those good things?
Do you know how big of a subject that is? Like, oh, okay.
Yes, it
So
is.
let me,
But I'll intervene if you tell us
if
too
I
much
if I tell
specific.
us too much,
Yeah.
so
We,
then you can teach me how to do it when I'm interviewing people. I'll be like, how do you cut them off? How do you cut them off?
right.
Again, my name is Pepper Thomas. I am from Texas, a native Texan, and I do radio. Well, let's see, how did I start it? I started out with my family. I've always started singing at 7, started taking piano lessons. My family, we have a gospel group for years. And my dad passed away 10 years ago, to be 10 years ago this month.
Wow.
And we sang in church. My mom plays the piano, my nephew plays the drums, my sisters sing. So we had a group called the Thomas Family. And that's how it started from a young age, loving music. And as time went on, I became fascinated with radio,
Wow.
listening to the radio and listening to all types of music. And from then on, I was like, I really want to do radio. And here I am. I've been doing radio for maybe 41, 42 years.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. And you don't look like that.
Let me get closer. Y'all see the lines on
See,
the side? No, no,
well, you
no.
well, you know what they say. Black don't
Black
crack,
don't crack.
and
Hello.
it has not.
And it does not. It does not. So yeah. So
Wow.
and I've embarked on other careers. I think a lot of my decisions that I've made and the different things that I do has stemmed from a tragedy in my life. Let's say radio. I had been pursuing radio, and I was just kind of like in the background, just doing my show. I was once music director at the radio station. I've done 2 commercial radio stations, and I was like, yeah, just kind of sitting there. And then when my dad passed, my dad had always told me that I would be worldwide, and I would
Wow.
say, "What does that mean? I don't know what that means. What does worldwide mean?" He says, "Daughter, you're going to be worldwide," and I was like, "I don't know what that means." And so when he passed, that gave me encouragement to continue doing what I loved, which is music.
Wow.
And I started a podcast 2.5 years ago. And I'm on YouTube, The Hot Pepper Show TV. And another tragedy happened. An ex of mine passed away. And after he passed, I wasn't doing anything. I had, become depressed and just couldn't move because he was gone. And after he passed, I decided to get up out of the bed and go get my DBA to start a baking business.
Wow.
So I started a baking company. And yeah, so out of tragedy, I've made it, they say make lemon out of lemonade. So
Right.
I've done that. So yeah.
Well, that's absolutely awesome. So let's go back. Let's go back.
Okay.
You know, y'all notice, and even Steven said pepper.
Hey, even Steven.
So
Thank you
he's
for the
watching.
referral. That's why I'm here because of him. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Was that even
Mhm.
Steven? Okay, I didn't know. Oh, I learned something new.
Even
Okay.
Steven is Mr. Sydney.
Oh, okay. I learned something new. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
So let's go back. You know, you kind of slipped in that you were from Texas, but
Mhm.
Texas is a
It's
very
big.
big place. And so,
You're
could you be a
good.
little bit more specific about?
I am from a town named Elgin, Texas. Elgin. We are known for our sausage.
Okay, I know, and I didn't know it was pronounced Elgin. I've been pronouncing it Elgin all these years.
It depends on who you talk to. So
Wow,
some people say Elgin and some people say Elgin. So yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so you one of
Mhm.
the Elgins. Okay.
One of the Elgins. Yes,
So
one of the Elgins.
I think I went to. Did some of your hometown people go to University of Houston?
I do have some people. I'd had some relatives. Their last name is Owens. They
Oh,
went to
okay.
University of Houston, not Thomas. Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
that was some football players that were from either Elgin or Lufkin. I don't know if that's close to each other.
Lufkin is either East Texas or West Texas. I think it's West Texas or maybe up
Oh,
by
okay.
Dallas or the side. Yeah. So it's a long way from me. It's probably 6
Okay.
hours from Elgin. Yeah.
Okay. So you grew up in Elgin,
Uh-huh. Grew up in
Elgin,
Elgin.
Elgin, right?
Elgin.
And so tell us about that experience. That sounds like it's a small town,
Small
but
town.
big town people always come out of small towns. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
I received that. Thank you, Laura. I receive. The experience, it was a small town. When I was growing up there, it was, I don't know, 800 people, 1,000 people. Yeah,
Wow,
super small. Um, the town still has the hometown feel of, having the parades downtown, having the horses and the cows and all that. So it's still the hometown feel of the parades every year. They have them like twice a year. They have a Hog Eye Festival and they have an Elgin Western Days. And so yeah, it was great. Never knew. Always thought that everyone was
nice.
kind and nice. Yeah, yeah. Um, when I was growing up, it really wasn't about the color of your skin when I knew it. And then, of
Hmm.
course, when you graduate and you go to a college, then you're like, oh, so people act like this. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah.
That
So,
makes
yeah. But it's the population now is probably, I don't know, 12,000 people. So it's slowly growing. But yeah, it's about to be booming because people are um, leaving Austin. The taxes are cheaper outside of Austin, so people are kind of leaving the big city to come to Elgin.
wow. Right. Plus, you can
Mhm.
drive without sitting in traffic for 3 hours.
No, not necessarily, but yeah, better than 3 hours. Better than 3 hours. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
so Elgin. So
Mhm.
where did the sausage come from? Why do they name it Elgin sausage?
I have no idea. I do radio.
Oh, okay. I know, right? Excuse me. I thought you might have known a little history
Well,
about it,
I
but
don't. I
that's
do, but I don't.
right. Okay. So you grew up in Elgin, and then did you go off to college to
Yeah, I went to
pursue?
college to pursue electronic data processing, which is computers, which is coding. I went to
Wow,
college for that, not for radio.
wow. And
Yeah,
so that's way off from
totally off.
communications and radio.
Yeah,
Although they use computers and technology now,
right,
radio.
right.
So
Yeah, but it's totally opposite. Like, and was bored. If I tell you I did nothing, I partied. I was in Killeen at Fort Hood every other day, every weekend. I was like, because I'm an on hands person, and there was no on hands in the class. It was just like books, and I was like, my attention span is like I need to touch things, I need to see things, I need to visualize it, and it was not capturing my attention.
wow. So
Yeah.
your concept, creative arts on one end, and then hands on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so so where did you get your you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
that that you started a baking business. I understand how you got into radio because you know, your family were
Mm-hmm.
musically inclined. You
Mm-hmm.
sang, they played
Mm-hmm.
instruments,
Mm-hmm.
but the baking part of it, how did you get to that?
I think, my grandmother, she was 100 when she passed. She passed 5 years ago.
Oh,
And she was always in the kitchen. Um, making cobblers, making biscuits. And I grew up around my great grandparents. My great grandparents were like 102, 105 when they died. And so I was always around them growing up. And my great grandfather died on my 25th birthday. So
wow,
I think I was just kind of not really fascinated with cooking, but I love the taste of it. I love tasting the flavor of the food. So um we were having a bake sale or something, a fundraiser for the kids at the church. And they
mm,
were like, "Hey, how do we make extra money for the kids to take a trip?" And so I was like, "Well, why don't we have a bake sale?" And I knew nothing. Like, you take the cake mix and, put it in the thing and, the pre-made. And so I
right.
was like, "Well, let me, not do that, but let me get some orders and let's see how many orders we get." So we got orders from state employees and, people that work at the government. And so I did a bake sale and the bake sale was like, I don't know, I think we raised like $2,000.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
yeah, and the cakes were like $10 or $15 back then, when the prices were cheaper.
Wow, that's
And
what
so,
spot. Yeah.
yes, long time ago. Yeah, long, long time ago. So yeah, that's where it started. And I was like, and I had to get in there and perfect some things because, when I started baking, cakes were falling. Yeah, they were falling in the middle and they were too dry and not moist enough. And so yeah, so I had to kind of get in there and perfect. And then while doing that, I started making homemade salsa. So I make
Wow.
homemade salsa also.
Wow, so you're just an all around girl, all around girl. But it
Mhm.
doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there.
Oh,
So you also told me, I was telling you about
here we go.
a nail problem that I had, and you said, "Well,
Uh-huh.
girl, just drive down to Austin. I have a
Uh-huh.
shop,
Uh-huh.
and I do nails and other things." So tell us how you got into that.
I got into that because I used to work at a publishing company
Okay.
and working at that publishing company, a tidbit, my family was included in the literature for English as a second language, ESL. So we got to be in this book as the family that won a lottery. And so there's pictures of us in the book. And I stopped working there and went to work for a printhead company, Dot Matrix Printheads. And
Wow.
then Laser came along and they had to fold. So they laid everyone off. I was the last of the layoffs. And I was sitting getting my nails done. And I thought, can I do this? I'm nothing about, when I was in school, my mom used to say, "Can you iron your clothes?" And I go, "Why? They're clean. I don't need to." By the time I get on the bus and I sit down, they're going to be wrinkled. So why do I need to? And I said, "I'm clean. I washed, I took a bath and my clothes are clean." So I was never the fashionista, well, I'm going to put on this makeup. And all. This is new to me. This right here, this is new in the past 2.5 years. Like, so I was like, fashion, nails. I says, "You know what? Let me go to school." So I went to school and I says, "If I pass, then I'll do nails. If I don't pass, I'm not going back to school to do it because, I'm not interested in nails." And I passed, and how I passed, I have no idea. But y'all, I'm really good at what I do. Don't let that deter you. I'm good at what I do. Yeah.
Wow. So what's the name of your nail shop?
I work at a salon called Head Over Heels. Head Over
Oh,
Heels
okay.
Salon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all do from head to toe?
Head to toe. We do
Wow.
massage. Well, we don't do facials, but we do massages, hair. We have a barber, a hairstylist, a massage therapist, and me. And I do nails and
Wow.
feet. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that. You're the type of person that's spontaneous, but you know that got to get some type of education to learn more
Yes.
about and craft your skill,
Yes.
and then you
Yes.
just do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I love that. I love that.
Step out on faith. That's it. And
Wow.
I see that even Stephen said something. Then I have to mention this. My father is on a mural in Elgin, Texas. It was a
Wow.
mural that was dedicated 3 years ago to 5 Black leaders in Elgin that have made a difference. And my dad is on that mural. So if y'all are ever in Elgin, go down Main Street
Wow.
and it's this huge mural because we have our first Black mayor. My
Wow.
cousin is the mayor, and
Really?
she did this mural on the building that her dad still owns because her dad was a barber. He was the first Black barber, and my cousin, her dad is 90. I think he's 95 now. So
Wow.
there are two people that are alive on the mural, and the other people in the community have passed. But yeah, my dad is on the mural, so it's a part of history.
Wow. So what did your dad do?
My dad was he was a self-employed. He did appliance and repair service, and he
Okay.
was a musician. He sang in a quartet group for 30 something years with the great uncle of Kelly Price from Taylor, Texas, the Gospel Mourners of Taylor, Texas. And he sang with
Wow.
them and then started other groups. He started our group, of course, and then two other groups. But yeah.
Wow. So that's phenomenal. So you never
Mhm.
know. So you're making history and you're a part of
Mm,
history. So
mm. Wow.
you
Thank you.
have history making roots.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
so now, uh, in addition to some of the things that you spoke about,
Mhm.
you're in radio. And so
I'm
that
in
seems to be your
radio.
baby. That seems to be your baby. And
Yes.
you're a podcaster. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about, what the radio show was about, how you got involved in that, what the podcasts are about, why you started those, and all that good stuff.
Laura, you good. You real good. you slide all you slide all the little intricacies in there and go like, oh, by the way, let's do this. Let's do this. So let's see. Radio. I started in radio. Yeah, I started in radio. My first interview was Marvin Cease, and my second interview was the Ghetto Boys.
Wow.
And never thought that I would be interviewing. I just wanted to play the music.
Wow.
And so yeah, I got into it and loved it. And I've been at a radio station. The station is KAZI. Um, you can go to my website, thehotpeppershow.com, and the link for the radio station is on there. I do Saturdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And my format is neo soul and R&B, and I interview artists.
Wow.
And I do my own playlist. I've had people to say, this kind of selfish. I says, well, I, I'm glad that I have a window that I can do whatever I want to play because
Mm,
there's so much great music out there. So that's why it's the Hot Pepper Show, because it's the hottest music. It's the music that you probably never heard of before, and artists that you never heard of before. And it's great music. So that's
right.
Saturdays from 3 to 6. And then probably maybe 8 years ago, a friend of mine out of Dallas begged me to do a YouTube channel with him.
Mm,
And for 5 years, I was like, I'm always behind the scenes with a mic. I don't want to be on video. I don't do, I'm not good at the game face, the poker face. I'm like, you see everything on my face. And he says, you should do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. People need to see you, not only hear you, but see you. So he talked me into it 2.5 years ago.
wow.
And I was supposed to do it once a month. And then it went to twice a month, but I've never done it twice a month or once a month. When the first day I did it, I've been doing it every Monday since then.
Wow.
And I stepped away from his podcast and started my own. So I was with him for like a year, and then I stepped out and says, "Let me do my own podcast." So that's when I started the Hot Pepper Show TV. So it'll be 2 years for the Hot Pepper Show TV in October that I've been on YouTube.
Wow. So that
Hmm.
is awesome.
Yeah,
And so uh, sometimes people call me sarcastic or a smart mouth. So when
me
people
too.
were when people were asking you about, why do you play this and why do you play that, and that's pretty selfish. The first thing that popped in my mind is this, because it's my show, but you really don't want to tell people that. So I'll say it for it's our show.
It's my show. It's my show. Yes, it is. It's my show, and I always say people have options, just like I
Hmm.
have options. I listen to what I want to listen to,
Right.
and I have the freedom because it's not a commercial radio show, And my
Hmm.
dream is always to be syndicated, the Hot Pepper Show syndicated. I want the Hot Pepper Show to be syndicated, but I want to do my own thing. I don't want you to tell me, "Hey, I need you to put Little Wayne in there," and I'll be like, this ain't a Little Wayne kind of show."
Right.
But we're on commercial radio, so that is the dream for the Hot Pepper Show to be syndicated and worldwide. And if not, there are other avenues that God has he's opening doors every day with the baking, sweet and pepper. Oh, my baking is sweet and pepper desserts.
Wow.
Um, Hot Pepper Show TV. So there are a lot of other avenues and doors opening. So you just never know.
Wow. So, don't be mad because you not multi-talented like Pepper Thomas.
I don't. You
you
can't
you
talk.
got
We're
your
not talking about you today. Well,
no,
you can't talk because you
right.
are multi. Come on now. You
So
got
you
some
got
stuff too.
she got her gifts, y'all got y'all. So, we're just
We say
super
favor ain't
excited.
fair.
I
Favor's
know,
not
right?
fair. Favor ain't fair. Yeah.
So we're super excited to have you on and learn about your all of your endeavors. You tuned into TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we
Mhm.
have a local feel with a global reach, and we're here with the amazing uh, Pepper Thomas,
Thank
the
you.
radio host of the Hot Pepper Show, her
Mhm.
show.
Mhm.
She has a YouTube channel, Hot Pepper TV.
Hot Pepper Show TV.
Hot Pepper Show TV.
Mhm.
She does the what is it, the sweet and pepper
Sweet and pepper. Mhm.
bakery,
Mhm.
and she does nails and all of those great things. So
And I play the piano.
she plays the piano, so she's very artistic. So she's all things beautiful. She makes you feel beautiful
Oh,
through
thank
the music.
you.
She makes you feel beautiful and comfortable,
Oh,
through
thank
her
you.
baked goods. And then the
Mm.
music,
Yeah.
she makes you feel good. I don't know what your podcasts are about, but tell us a little bit about the topics that you discuss on your podcast show.
The topic is all also artists. So I interview artists and play their music. So the show itself is tailored to the artist, one artist, and I just play their music and we have a conversation and people chime in with comments to ask the artist, information. But yeah, it's a great time. It's supposed to be an hour all the time, but that's not always true. It might go to 2.5 hours. It might go to three. I don't know because people start interacting with the artist. And also a part of the Hot Pepper Show TV, that's every Monday at 7, every fourth Monday of the month, I started dedicating that to promoting Black businesses.
Okay.
So I started that in February. So um, this coming Monday will be a company out of Round Rock, Pflugerville. Their name is Spice Genius, and it's a husband and wife
Oh,
team,
wow.
and it's natural spices that you cook with. So you can get rid of your
Mhm.
Lowry's, you can get rid of your Morton salt. They have the Himalayan salt, the black pepper, the all seasoning spice and everything. So yeah, they're going to be my guests on Monday. So I think it's important at this time that we're in to promote our businesses because
Mhm.
we have something and I don't think we realize what we have and we just have to
Well,
work together to get the word out. So that's what I'm trying to do on the Hot Pepper Show TV also.
well, I think it's awesome too, and I really like the names of the businesses now. They're not like your traditional General
Yes.
Mills and
Yes. Yes.
Chili's and
Yes. Yes.
McDonald's, all of
Mhm.
the franchises that have just kind of taken over
Yeah.
and kind of control what we eat,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
all of that. So,
Mhm.
so I love the names of the companies now. They stand out, and they have really, really, really good food.
Yes. Yes, I do.
And so, Spice Genius, somebody, Kay Avery says Spice Genius is amazing.
Yes. Yes. Spice
Uh,
Genius. Yeah.
Margaret Owen said Pepper Thomas is awesome. Yes, she is amazing.
That's my cousin. And then Kay
Oh,
Avery is a good friend of mine. Oh, everyone is on.
wow.
I'm seeing these comments now.
So Michael Upshaw said, "Hey, Pepper, beautiful queen."
Oh, thank you, Michael. He's in
Ron,
Pennsylvania. Oh, wow.
wow. Rhonda Austin said, "Big time people."
Thank you, Rhonda.
So you got some people on here checking you out.
Thank
Stephen
you.
Stevens says, "Shout out to Sweet and Pepper
Yes.
Desserts."
Yes.
Mika Cleaver, I don't know if you know her. She's here. She used to host a morning show on one of the major radio stations.
Oh,
She said
wow.
a radio girl, yay. So, and Nika,
Nah,
you remind me of Nika. You give her an idea, or she thinks of an idea, and then just bam, before you know it, it's done.
that's it, huh? It's like, did I give her that idea? And she's like, yes, you did. I heard it and I ran with it.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
Oh, my
So,
sister just came on. Hey, sis. Hey, Gloria. She's in Fort Worth, Texas. Man, y'all
uh-oh.
coming in.
So, what your dad say? You going global,
Uh, he said worldwide, but I try to figure
worldwide?
out worldwide, nationwide, and global. I'm like, Which one is bigger? I always try to figure that out.
Globe. I
Global
think.
is bigger than
Yeah.
nationwide?
Oh yeah,
Nation,
yeah.
worldwide,
Global is like
world,
worldwide. It's another way to say worldwide.
worldwide. So it's the same as worldwide. Okay, okay.
Hmm. So, so you're regional, right? Well, you're nationwide because you got somebody from Jersey,
Yes,
people from all over Texas.
yeah.
So, all right, and then
And I have
somebody
people
said
listening in the Netherlands and London. So yeah, so I guess I am global.
that's global.
That's
Yes,
global. Yeah, yeah.
yes. Plus, you're on TAN TV, and we have a local feel with a global reach. So,
Yes, yes.
what can we say? What can we
Uh,
say?
uh-huh.
So let's see. Even Steven said global. Glory Hill said, "Hey sis." So
Mm,
you got some supporters. You got some
I
supporters.
do, I do. And then
So,
even Steven says the hot pepper show and sweet pepper are trademarked. Yes, because even Steven trademarked my names for me. So I thank you for that. I'm forever
wow,
grateful.
I know
Yeah,
he's the great trade marker,
he is. He is.
and
Yes,
he'll
he is.
follow it to the end. He'll
He
follow it.
will. He will.
Keep
Yes.
you straight and
Mm-hmm.
timely, and make sure everything is up to date.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So out of all of the things that you do,
Ooh, the question is
what
coming.
what is your favorite? What is the favorite, and why?
My favorite is the radio, the music, the podcast, and the radio show.
Okay.
And the reason is I love music. I think music is healing. It
Hmm.
is it's therapeutic. It takes you on a journey and I just love great music. I love great singers. I love great instrumentation. I like when people go in and actually play the instrument. I love watching people live, and it just takes me to another world. Like I could be in not the best mood, and just let me put on some music, so it can just take me away.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So
love music.
I do too.
Hmm.
So y'all notice something different about Pepper. I've never heard her show, but I've heard her talk. I've talked to her for about 30 minutes last week before the show. And so
What is it?
she had all this energy, but now she's very humble, and her demeanor is different because she says that she's used to interviewing people. She's not used to talking about herself.
Yeah.
But she's got a great story, and I think that everyone should, have an opportunity to be on a platform to talk about themselves and to tell people who
Mm,
they are, what they do, what their passions are.
yeah.
And she's done just that today, and she's got supporters that just keep coming in, uh,
Yeah.
you
Thank you.
know, cheering her on.
Yes.
And so we always like to show people on this show, it's Women's History Month. We
Hmm.
like to show people and tell people and learn about some of the things about you that we don't know about,
Mm,
what other people don't know about. So
yeah.
some people might know you from radio, and they
Hmm.
can say, "Oh my God, I didn't know that Pepper was a baker," or they might say, "I didn't know that Pepper did hair and nails," or "I didn't know that Pepper had podcasts." And
Hmm.
so now a little bit more about what Pepper does. Pepper's just not in a box.
No, I'm
Uh,
not. And I wouldn't be able to fit if you put me in one. I'd be like, wait, this box too small. I don't think I can
you,
get all of this in there.
right, you got to get a larger box because she's really
Larger box.
more than just one thing, and all of us are more than just one thing.
Hmm.
If you really sit down and think about who you are, what you do, and what you contribute,
Hmm.
to the world,
Hmm.
you're making history.
Thank you.
And so this is a platform for, for this month, for
Hmm.
women to tell their stories and for people to learn more about who they are and what they do. Um, and so so you have brothers and sisters, you
I
said?
have three sisters, and no brothers. Yeah.
Okay. How did that work out?
Oh,
Yeah.
girl. My daddy is not here right now to tell you because he'd be like, "Ooh." We all have different personalities. Everyone is different. I'm the one that's more I might be a little bit too much for them because I'm like, I'm just like, I
They
see no
start.
stranger. I speak to everyone. I want to know information. I want to know how did you do that? I'm like always, and they're just, I have one that's the oldest one is super quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Gloria, I'm talking about her right now. She's super quiet. And then me, I'm second in line, and everyone always thought that I was the oldest because I'm always talking. I'm always,
Right,
as they say, I'm always bossing people around. I'm like, do
right,
this, do
right.
this, do this. Um, the third one is she's quiet. She got some fire, but she quiet. She's you know
Just don't spark it, huh?
yeah, she got spark, but yeah, yeah. And then the baby girl is named after my dad because she wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
boy, so she got his name.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm thinking of there's it's a okay. She's an Aries, Aquarius, Pisces, and Scorpio.
Uh-oh. So the Aries and the Scorpions, how do y'all work? How do y'all work together?
The baby girl, that's the baby girl and me. So yeah, we she's always says I'm her second mom. I act like I'm my mama. Well, you the baby. We're 10 years apart. So yeah. So yeah. But it's coming. I think that if you do all the personalities, right? I think that I'm the one that gets along with everyone. Not to say
Mm-hmm.
that no one gets along with, but I'm more like, eh, it ain't that serious. Like,
Right.
I'm just kind of like even keel, even keel. So as we, when we were smaller, we slept in the same room because the house was small. So we all slept in the same bed. And as we've gotten older, we have our different personalities. Some of them have gotten married, have gone on, have children. So all of them have kids and I don't have any kids. So I'm the aunt that like, oh, let's spoil them and then send them back home.
Right. Yeah, let's
That's me.
dye their hair green and red and then send them home.
Let's feed
And
them all the sugar that we can and then send them home. Yeah.
let's bake them extra cakes and cookies and cupcakes.
And cupcakes. Exactly. Yes, yes. Oh, and
Well,
Pepper's excellent baker, nail technician, musician. Thank you, Kay, Avery.
so people love you. They love you. They love you. And I'm
I love them.
sure that they've enjoyed hearing your story as much as I have.
Yes.
I got a
Thank
I got a taste of Pepper um, last week to it just had an opportunity to talk to you about what you do, in a
mhm.
nutshell. But today I had an opportunity to learn more about your passion and why
Thank
you do the things you do. And so this has been a great, great, great interview,
thank
a
you.
great,
Thank you.
great, great conversation. It was great chatting with you, and I look
Yes.
forward to much more conversations with you. And maybe you can come down here. I know she told me, well, girl, come up to Austin and get your nails done. Maybe she can come down here.
And do what? And do what? And do what? Now there's a fee to travel.
I,
There's a fee to gas high. Okay.
I know, right?
Look at
So
like,
she want me to come down there so I can
yes,
spend my
come
money
down.
on gas. Yes.
Yeah, come down. So can I get
Uh,
my social media platforms so they can follow
yes,
me and
yes,
subscribe?
yes, 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 yes.
Um, so if you go to YouTube, subscribe to oh, you know what? Girl, I got two YouTube channels. I be forgetting. Girl, my brain. So I have two YouTube channels. So the first one is the Hot Pepper Show TV. And so go to YouTube and subscribe. It is free. Trying to get those subscriptions. So it's the Hot Pepper Show TV. And then the other podcast, I do it with two other men. One is Mark A. Walker, and the other one is Michael Upshaw. And we do that. It's called Four Corners. So it's the number four
Okay.
corners, Corners, W. Pepper Thomas. So that's Four Corners with Pepper Thomas. And that podcast has been, I think we've been doing that for it might be coming up on a year or maybe 8 months. No, maybe 5 months. Yeah, it's like about 5 or 6 months we've been doing that. So that's on YouTube. So go and subscribe to those, the Hot Pepper Show TV and Four Corners. And then I'm on Instagram, the Hot Pepper Show. I am on TikTok, the Hot Pepper Show. And I do TikTok every Saturday live in the studio,
Wow.
and I'm running all over the place. And then I am on Facebook. And Facebook, it's a fan page. It is the Hot Pepper Show with Pepper Thomas fan page. So please Go over and follow and like and subscribe. And then Sweet and Pepper is on Facebook also, and Sweet and Pepper is on Instagram.
Wow.
And I haven't launched my website yet. It's in the works because it's only me. So I do ship cakes. I, people, buy them from local, and I ship some cakes and some cookies, but I haven't launched it all the way yet because it's only me. And you
Wow.
see, I don't have enough time. So
Well, we thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on, hang out with us for a few minutes, and
thank,
it was great
thank you.
to learn more about you.
Thank you.
And say your social media platforms one more time, real quick.
The Hot Pepper Show on Instagram, the Hot Pepper Show on um, TikTok, and then also Facebook is the Hot Pepper Show with Pepper Thomas, which is a fan page, and then also the Hot Pepper Show TV on YouTube, and Four Corners with Pepper Thomas on YouTube, and that's it. Oh, and then my email address is hotpeppershow@gmail.com if you'd like to reach out.
Right. So
Yeah.
if you just plug in Hot Pepper or the Hot Pepper Show, I bet you she would come up on all of those.
We go see. I'm gonna have to go and see because I hadn't plugged it in. Thank you, Laura, for that information. And I want to say also before we leave, thank you so much. Really, I appreciate this. I was kind of hesitant, and then I had to just say, stop being. Hey, God does not give you fear. Just accept and receive because um, I trust Sydney, and Sydney mentioned, and I says, hey, he wouldn't put me into a line of fire that was not going to be instrumental for me or be bad for me. So I thank you for thinking of me to have me on the Women's History Month for this month, and I'm honored. I'm really honored.
Well, thank you for coming on, and you have a great, great story. Keep up the good work,
Thank
and
you.
we'll be in touch. You've been
Thank you.
tuned into TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. And happy Women's History Month, everyone. It's Women's History Month. Let's celebrate.